I thought I'd share with you two more poems from the new cc&d August 2021 book, volume 312, that is titled Secrets. Secrets! There's a song from the 80s that sang that. I've got a secret and I can't explain. This is a poem, Secrets, sorry. This is another performance art section of the book from the Night Sky Festival in Texas, a feature that was done there. And there are two poems that I'm going to share that are about the moon, just because recently was man landing on the moon and the twin, blah, blah, blah. So I'll share with you two moon poems. This first one is titled Earthrise, written on the 23rd of August, which was the 1966 date when the first photo of the Earth was taken from the moon. What? It's called Earthrise. It's a pretty daunting task, landing man on the moon. So first things first, NASA had to map the moon fast so they'd know where to land. Almost 3 years before man landed on the moon, they launched Lunar Orbiter 1. Yes, to orbit the moon, but not, to orbit the moon, but to photograph the surface. They needed to know where to land their manned ships, so they filled this orbiter with full photo lab that took photos and developed the film. And this flying photo lab took a third of the shuttle. The rest of the ship was only for power and propulsion. So in this hot and cold orbit it's going on with these huge 70mm film reels clicking pics at zero gravity. Then, during the mission, NASA thought to point the camera at Earth, just like as an afterthought. This repositioning of the satellite was a high-risk maneuver, but NASA was willing to take that risk, and with that, NASA got the first Earthrise on film. In Soviet Union competition, the Earthrise showed the world that we're all on this tiny blue ball. With this view, all of our problems just seem far too small. Amazing thing to think of what was going on at the time. And here's another one that is a good one for ending it, I think, and it is a short piece titled From Orpheus to Nuking the Moon. And this is up for Michael Sindler because we'll talk about performance arts we were talking about earlier. This is From Orpheus to Nuking the Moon. Scientists have come up with these theories in guessing how the planet got a moon. It may have been formed off of a collision with a rogue planet they called Orpheus or Theia, and that when this moon was first formed, it was much, much closer to Earth than it is today, and that it might have been only 14,000 miles away, and not at its current almost 240,000 mile distance. NASA's artist-in-residence, Laurie Anderson, learned from scientists at NASA that during the Cold War, they considered setting off nuclear bombs on the dark side of the moon. Because, you see, no one sees that side of the moon. But astronomers now estimate that because of gravity's change, the moon, every year, is 1.5 inches farther away from the Earth. So if you remember the moon looking so big when you looked at it in the night sky when you were younger, well, you may have been right. From Orpheus to Nuking the Moon. So we got some Laurie Anderson references repeatedly in this thing, which is triple plus awesome. We are at 5:28.